Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Welcome again to Sembang Chillex podcast. But in this episode, we are going to talk to one of the what we call as electrical engineer. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Welcome again to Sembang Chillex podcast. But in this episode, we are going to talk to one of the what we call as electrical engineer. So let's talk about one of our member of IEM who is doing electrical engineering. So we have Engineer Alex over here. Hi, how are you doing?
Morning IEM and morning Engineer Razak, and thank you for having me here for this morning.
Okay, in this episode actually what we are trying to do is to give our members, especially the student members, some ideas what exactly is the work of electrical engineer and what do electrical engineer actually do. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, I think okay, let's start from the overview of electrical engineering. So as all of you know, electrical are mainly associated with Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB. So
itu power.
Yes, power. I'm talking about power. Okay, let's just focus on electrical.
Sebab I think kita perlu bagi tahu dekat audience to students ada electrical power and satu lagi electrical electronics, is it?
Yeah, there is electrical and power, and then there is also electrical and electronics. There's also electronics, and then there's also another branch of electronics and mechanical, which is mechatronics. So there are a lot of programs out there. So it really depends on your passion and what you actually like doing. If you feel like you like to do programming, then if you like to do robotics, then you would definitely go for now you have electronics with computing or electronics with software engineering.
But today we are going to focus on your work, which is electrical power.
Yes, power. So if you look at power, okay, let's look at TNB as a whole. You have the generation. Then from generation, you either use fossil fuel, which is from gas, from the coal-fired power plants, or you have renewables from solar, hydropower plants, or bioenergy. And then you have from generation, you will move on to the transmission. So you have to step up the voltage to transmit. So Malaysia, you have a 132 kV, you have 275 kV, you have 500 kV transmission.
So only TNB, is it? Is there any other?
We have other IPPs like independent power producer.
Independent power producer, IPP,
yes,
is what you call it.
Yes.
Sorry, because I'm from oil and gas, so I don't know much about electrical power.
Understand that.
Yeah.
Other IPPs are like Malacca.
Okay.
We also have Genting. So they are all also power producers, which under the single buyer program under TNB. So they sell power according to the system marginal price lah, SMP lah.
Okay.
So when TNB requires the demand from them, so they will ramp up their power station to actually provide the demand to.
When you say for ramp up, what exactly do they? What do exactly?
Okay, we have Malaysia as a country as a whole, we have a maximum demand in terms of a megawatt. How much we need to consume usually during the daytime. Yeah. When everyone's working and you have a high productivity. So everyone's using aircon and you have high production from those factories and all this. So you have a high maximum demand. So during that time, all the power plants have to come in to ramp up their generation capacity to cope with the consumption of the country nationwide.
This is about distribution lah.
This is about generation, transmission.
Okay.
So transmission, you are talking about 132, 275, and 500 kV. Then you step down to.
What is that? You were mentioning about how many kVs? What are the types of kVs that you?
Okay, our TNB system, we look at low voltage, medium voltage, and also high voltage. Okay, if you look at the Energy Commission, which is Suruhanjaya Tenaga, So low voltage is mainly 1 kV and below. They're talking about 1 kV and below. Those are low voltage systems.
Those are for normal people lah.
Yes, for normal people. So for example, your house, landed house, or your condo, your apartment, or small factories or shop lots and all this, they are using 400 volt. Okay, those are low voltage category. So the next category is medium voltage, which covers from 11 to 33. There is something very interesting here. Places like Johor and some places like Perak are using the old voltage category, which is 6.6 and also 22 kV. Okay. So we are phasing that out. We are going with 11 and 33, as majority are using this system voltage category. So medium voltage is between 11 to 33, and those are for distribution level. So when you talk about distribution, it's always 33, 11, okay, and then and also 400 volt. So when you talk about high voltage, those are at transmission level. You're talking about 132 kV, 275 kV, and 500 kV, which is the maximum capacity of.
And this is high usage in the industry.
Correct. But if you look at China, they are using 1000 kV. Those are what we call a category of ultra high voltage.
So what kind of industry actually use that kind of power?
Okay, if you look at TMB, we have Electricity Supply Application Handbook. We call it ESA. So that is like a Bible for us, electrical engineer, power engineer. So we refer to that. So if you look at the category of high voltage category above 132 kV and above, so you need to have a minimum maximum demand consumption of 25 MVA, which is equivalent to roughly about 22.5 megawatt. That is quite big.
So basically, as a electrical engineer, for the students who basically are expecting to work, what exactly will they be doing? Like, what do you do right now?
Okay, I'm a consultant. Okay, I'm a consultant and also doing testing and commissioning. So we have 2 companies.
So when you say testing and commissioning, what exactly does testing?
Okay, testing are mainly regulated under the Suruhanjaya Tenaga ST. Okay, so we have okay, if you look at the career path, let's line up the career path for electrical engineers. So once you graduate as an electrical engineer, you took a 4 years course program, which is accredited by Board of Engineers Malaysia. And please register with PM. Do not waste that 3 years.
That is really important. The moment that you graduated, you have to register with the Board of Engineers Malaysia. Right. Never mind about IEM, but IEM you can join. Ever since you start your studies over in the university. So let's go back to what exactly you do, and you're talking about career path.
Yes,
yes, go ahead.
Okay, there's a lot of things you can do in electrical actually. Let's look at one thing. Once you graduate as an electrical engineer after registering with Board of Engineers Malaysia, and then you get a certificate as a graduate engineer registered under the electrical category. Okay, so it depends on what you really want to do. Of course, you try to strive to become a professional engineer.
Yep.
So you have to have the at least minimum criteria of 3 years. Okay, to actually go for the either for the professional assessment exam (PAE) or the professional interview (PI) under IEM. Now, let's look at the career that you can choose. As a consultant, let's go with a consultant. So as a consultant, being an electrical engineer consultant, you can work towards doing building services, okay, which covers mechanical and electrical building services. So you look at, one of the things you look at is telecommunication system, okay, you deal with telecom, you deal with Maxis, you design your telecommunication system using fiber.
Just now you were talking about power, and then right now it's
yes, you need to know a little bit here and there. As a consultant, you can't say as a consultant you just want to do power engineering and no such thing.
Okay. What if people graduate and then they straight away join TNB?
Now that is something I would encourage people to do, because if you join TNB, basically you have a solid foundation on power engineering. Okay, whether you go into distribution, you go into transmission, you go into generation, okay, or Remarco, repair and maintenance, okay, TNB Remarco, you do learn something from there. And if you see a good potential there, I think why not be a CEO one day for TNB. Okay. But TNB is definitely a solid foundation for electrical engineers. Okay, I miss my time to join TNB. Okay, maybe too old now. Okay, but for those young graduates, I do encourage you, if you have the opportunity, do join.
What do you call it? Is it like operator? But they are power generator, power.
TNB, they have many
it's basically everything, isn't it? And then they have all the anak-anak syarikat and all that, right?
All the subsidiaries and all this. But no harm to actually explore joining TNB. In fact, you know, if you do work for quite some time in TNB and then come out on your own, you are quite well respected.
Tapi, you know, in your case, although you tak berjaya pergi masuk TNB, but you are doing really well right now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
my father is ex-TNB.
Actually, my father was ex-KED, Kinta Electrical Distribution, but he was just a meter reader lah.
Then from there,
yeah, Kinta Electrical Distribution.
And also Perak Hydro.
Exactly, and then they combined, bought over by LLN, and LLN changed to TNB. Okay, it's very
so similar in a way, small world.
But okay, back to the career path of electrical power engineer. So you were saying it's best that they start their career with TNB, but it's okay if they do not have that opportunity. They can carve out their career as what you are doing right now as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, no harm to do that, but it would be a great boost if you can work with multinational or you know, government companies like TNB and all this. But at the end of the day, it really depends on your passion, what you really like to do. If you are a power guy, so definitely you would like to explore design on power plants, power stations, you know, whether it's at the transmission level or distribution level. So back to the line.
So if they like to do TikTok videos, is there any kind of like career path for them in the electrical engineering?
TikTok video.
Yes.
TikTok video. Probably you need to learn some technical skills first. Okay, at least some technical skills. Get yourself a competency. Okay, register yourself as a competent electrical engineer or electrical services engineer with Suruhanjaya Tenaga. So the limit for electrical engineering is vast. There's no limit to that. So as consultant or contractor, you can join as a consultant or you can go in as a contractor, implementing electrical works and all this, and also or a testing engineer which does the testing and commissioning of electrical work. So basically these are the paths that you can choose for yourself. So professional engineer under electrical engineering is not the end.
Yeah.
That is only the first step.
Exactly.
Okay. So the next step for you for electrical engineer after getting your professional engineer is to go for the PEPC. So this is very important for consultants. You need to have the PECC, the professional engineer with practicing certificate. Otherwise, you cannot endorse any electrical drawing. So so do register yourself under the board as an electrical engineer. And then once you get your professional engineer, you go for your PEPC. Okay, that is only one branch for consultant. So if you want to go for competent person, that means you want to do switching or you know, commissioning of a power plant or doing testing work, you have to go under the regulation of Suruhanjaya Tenaga as a competent person. We call it a competent person, CP. So what does a competent person do? So you look at Suruhanjaya Tenaga, you have three categories of competent person for engineers. You have the Panellists electric, or what we call electrical supervisor. That one doesn't require a professional engineer. That one you just need a diploma or degree in electrical engineering, and then you go for the interview and also the exam to come out as the Panellists electric. So what you can do as a Panellists electric, you can do visiting, provide visiting services for low voltage installation. Okay, low voltage installation under the regulation of Suruhanjaya Tenaga. We call it Akta Bekalan Electric 1994, or AB in short lah.
Okay.
Alright. So the next step would be to go for a competent electrical engineer. Okay, or in bahasa we call it Juruter Electrical Competent lah, JEK lah. So JEK, you need the prerequisite for JEK. You need to have a professional engineer. You need to be a professional engineer. Then you can go to sit for the exam and an interview to get your JEK. Now JEK, there are many categories of JEK. The minimum level is 11 kV, like what I said mentioned just now. LV is for Penyelia Electric. When you go for medium voltage, it's 11 kV. You start off with 11. Then 33, 132, 275, and 500. So you see your progress of career is unlimited.
But you know, as you grow more competent, then you are handling a higher
higher voltage category.
Wow.
So it really depends on what voltage category that you are dealing with. So if you are familiar, if you are only doing distribution level, which is 33 and 11 kV, so you would definitely get a JEK at 33 and 11. But if you are handling transmission level, so you will go with 132, 275, 500 kV.
It's very interesting to actually talk about how your career can actually go. And we are just talking about the discipline. We are not talking yet about, electrical engineer working in different industry.
Right.
Yeah, because in the oil and gas industry, electrical engineers are also very, very important as part of the industry. So the career progress for electrical engineer power is really vast. But I think probably students would like to know as well, if bila dah buat electrical power tu, adakah forever dia orang akan jadi electrical power, tak boleh buat electrical electronics, what not? What do you think?
No, there is no limit to what you want to do or what you can do.
Okay.
But definitely after you have progressed, getting all your certification and competency to that level, at the end of the day, maybe this is not right for me, but you spend quite a certain amount of time and resources to get that competency. So at the end of the day, maybe you feel that, I don't want to do any more, power engineering. Let's go with electronics. Then you have another subject called power electronics.
Wow.
And now you have digitalization of electrical equipment. You're talking about, AI, artificial intelligence coming into the picture. They do automatic predictive maintenance on the equipment. So we are having that. So you don't stop yourself after that. There is always
banyak kan. I mean, like it's so vast, and you can choose whichever career path that actually suits you. Kan? We don't have much time anymore. I think we need to wrap up a little bit. And in terms of for our audience out there who would like to know a little bit about the job that you do, what basically will make them rich? Usually student would want to know that, because I go into the classes, they all mesti tanya, how to get rich. Macam mana tu?
If you are thinking about getting rich, then you shouldn't be, jangan jadi jurutera.
Tapi ada juga bila dia orang buat business and all that kan. What kind of business can you do with your electrical engineering?
I think focusing on a solid foundation is very important. The young engineers today, you don't try to strive to jump too fast. Focus on building a very strong, solid foundation for yourself, because that's very important as an electrical engineer or any engineering field. You have a strong, solid foundation, and of course, look into what are the latest upcoming trend. You have digitalization, you have IR4, now you're talking about IR5, and then ESG is one of the going to play a major role in in the whole industry. You're talking about environmental and also sustainable governance. Renewable energy is definitely it's not new, but it's definitely growing for Malaysia. We have already a pledge in COP to reach a target, and of course I see a major role for renewables coming in. So for you all electrical engineers, now is actually the most exciting time, because a lot of things are changing. And also we are bound to as engineers not only to look at the economic value, but now we also have to look at the environmental and also social issues as well.
Certainly. So thank you very much, Alex, for sharing with us your experience as an electrical engineer power, we probably will get more people out there to actually share their experience with our members over here, so that they can be motivated to become the real engineer in the industry. So thank you very much for joining us this time at Sembang Chillex podcast. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.